Hello again. I'm back. 1,000 Dead World. Here we go. When last we left Biff Butt Cheeks, Nikita Rad, and Holdy Bush, they were exploring a vault site, and Nikita was all proud of herself because she just hacked through and unlocked the door. So we ran through the what's behind the door table, and they've just stumbled into the nest of, how did it say? Some elite abomination, some abomination elite. So I went ahead and rolled that early before starting the recording, so you didn't have to sit here and watch me do that. And instead of going through all the tables, because I don't have them in Foundry yet, I went to 1,000 Dead Worlds, or I'm sorry, I went to across1000deadworlds.com, and I used the antagonist generator, which was quite handy. And then I transferred the things that it generated into Foundry in the form of these two things. I think this is the psychic and this is the brute. I should have changed that. Whoopsie. Might help to make sure it is the actual brute. Nope, wait a minute. It's the brute. I just change this. That's what you get for duplicating and editing. Nah, I didn't want to pop out. Ah, man, I messed up my fog of war. Oh well. Psychic. Okay. That's not what I wanted to do. So those are the two easy things. As I looked in the PDF, excuse me, at the encounter tables to generate a random encounter, it said for a 3-person crew, elite was 1 elite and 2 easies. So those two that we're just looking at are the easies, and there's the elite. Since I've already screwed up my fog of war, I'm just going to reset that again. Okay. I also, obviously, am using a battle mat that came with Across 1,000 Dead Worlds. Thanks for these; they're really cool. I did not choose it randomly. I just went in and said, "Yeah, this is neat. We'll use it." And I had gone through previously, and I had put in some terrain, and I figured these would be glass, because why not? So there you go. So we've already got some line of sight, some cover, some walls, some things like that. And we're just going to get right into this, and hopefully at least one of them lives. Looking at the elite baddie. I'm not real sure that's going to happen. But we're going to give it a shot. I did, you can clearly see, generate artwork NDS. I have no money, so I used AI to do this. Don't get on my case. I don't care. This is Biff Butt Cheeks. And this is Nikita Rad with her blue, always messy hair. And then there is Boldy Bush. Everybody has perfect teeth in the future, apparently. Not me. Okay. All right. So that's them. They have artwork. And now I can visually tell them apart pretty easily. I did add some additional tables in here, and I read some of the additional rules that I have now completely forgotten. But, excuse me. No, we're just going to open that separately so I can chat. I did make some notes about crew gear. Sight time. No. There we go. Under sight expedition. I think I did this last time, so this is not news. But I did make some additional entries, a little bit of bookwork about NPCs, attributes. That's just a table that it goes to. Secondary attributes, recorded wounds, the defense, which was another thing that I was doing completely wrong. They get one action and one move. I already knew that. They have no luck and aren't affected by emotional states. Emotional states hasn't really come into play seriously yet. They have no skills, so they use blah, 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 and then just made myself some notes regarding that. NPC starting gear. Sorry about not muting you the other times. Clearly my throat is not cooperating this evening. But anyway, so I jotted down notes about NPC starting gear, and then made myself a reminder straight out of the book that the KSA also provides every crew member, including NPCs, the standard gear bundle. So Nikita definitely would have had the KSA service pistol. So there's that. See, I'm learning stuff. And I went through and I put down the stress rules, and I put down the scavenging rules because I was doing that wrong. Reading, who needs it? Difficulty and success levels. I think I had those two already in there previously. But anyway, we've got some stuff there now to help me kind of cement the rules and get this right. Having said that, and I am kind of, well, I tend to be a little on the pedantic side when it comes to rules. I like, I'm not a massive rules lawyer, especially if I'm running a game. But I think the rules are important, and typically I think they should generally be followed. After all, Alex went to all that trouble of writing them. But I don't want to lose sight of the cardinal role-playing guideline that as long as I'm having fun, it's a solo game, I can say that. As long as I'm having fun, or the GM and the players, if there are multiple, as long as everybody involved is having a good time, then it's fine. It's fine. So I will continue to attempt to soak in rules and get things right. And when I get things wrong, I'm trying hard to give myself a little bit of grace and not get all worked up about it. So hopefully I do a decent job of that. Let's get into this and see if Biff and the crew can survive this. Because I don't know that they're gonna. I mean, I don't want to show you there because that'll screw up my fog of war again. So I'll come over here and we'll look at this thing. Look at this. Look at this. Forget the stats and all the other crazy stuff. Look at that. Attack +9, damage 2d12 plus 1d10. That's nasty with a capital P. Anyway, this should be a lot of fun, and we're gonna get into it right now. So first things first, I'm going to roll a d10, and on 1 through 8, combat will ensue. On a 9 or a 10, they're going to go stage right or stage left. Either way. Excuse me. Oh, so close. Not at all. Combat will ensue. Okay, so Nikita smiles real big, pushes the green button, the door slides open. Biff looks at her and says, "Nice job," and thinks to himself, very, very impure thought. And then he, seeing nothing, attempts to listen, because the room is very dark, except for now the flashlights that are shining into the room. Did I? I didn't. That's really unfortunate. I thought I did. Oh, that's right. I got old Biff in his character sheets of PDF that I don't have open, so give me a sec.
1 million zillion jillion dillion cotillion times later.
Okay, now that I've got Biff open, we'll continue. There he is. He's moving off. Other screen. Okay. So he's going to attempt to listen, because he can't see anything currently. He just sees that little area there. So he's going to roll a d20 plus his perception with his wishes, which is 6. And that is an excellent roll. So 25 definitely is a success, and I'm going to say he hears some kind of chittery, clacking noise off into the room, and movement of some kind. Kind of a shimmery ruffle. Ruffles have ridges. Just right into my head. Sorry about that. So yeah, some kind of a shimmery, tinkly-ish ruffling and a chittery clack. And he looks a little unnerved into Nikita and Poldy over the comms. Says, I hear something. At the same time, Nikita is looking through and she doesn't see anything. This is a wall. Let's see, did I? Hey, look at that. Alright. So, Nikita, she's going to want to make an intelligence roll. So, d20 plus 10 to attempt the same thing. Okay, so she can't hear anything, but she kind of wide-eyed looks at Biff and just nods and says, "Yeah, oh, okay, I can't hear anything," but and she holds up her KSA service pistol. We'll get the determining surprise here shortly. Poldy. Good old Poldy. He's, well, say, he also attempts to listen, and I hear it too. It's there's an echo. It's coming from over there. So, Biff nods and begins to move into the room. Now, we've already done that. We've already done all of that. Okay, we need to roll for third prize, which grants a +2 to initiative. That's on page 52, and I don't remember the exact rules for it, so let me check this little player aid here. Player aid. It's the next iteration of Gatorade. Player aid. Okay, a D6. Surprise. So, there's our D6. A 4 means... Uh-oh. The enemy surprises you and gains a +2 initiative. Okay. All right. That's how we'll do this. All good. Initiative. I need to make some notes here. Excuse me. Let's do it this way. Sorry, man. It itched. You go away. You stay out here. Okay, so the bad guys, I'm going to do them all at once, not separate initiatives. Well, it might up the group's survivability if I do separate initiatives. We'll do separate initiatives. Okay, so this thing clearly doesn't see the crew. It's initiative. It doesn't have speed, so it's just going to be, what, just a D20, right? No. It's a D10 for initiative, isn't it? I don't know. My brain is mush. Yes, initiative. Plus speed and any gear stuff, whatever. It doesn't have speed, so it's a D10. So the psychic, whatever it is that I can't pronounce, goes on a 6. Okay. And then the other one, the brute. Ooh, wow. That's going to be hard to beat. Almost impossible. Yeah. All right, and the ative, which also doesn't have speed. Oh, okay. Goes on a 2. Alrighty, Biff doesn't have speed, and none of his gear gives him a bonus. So it's going to be a straight D10 for him. Come on. Oh, almost. 10. All right, Nikita. Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. We'll do it. I was gonna fudge for the players, but it's fine. We're gonna do this. 5 dice. And then Poldy. 7. Not bad. Alright. What did I do that for? The roll off. So the brute first. Wow. Okay. Nikita next. Okay. So that's the order. Very nice. Here's the brute. Okay, so they unlock the door, they do the thing, they do the listening. Oh wait, I forgot. The baddies have +2 to their initiative, which makes that 8, which means things are looking worse. Oh wait, him and Biff have to have the roll off. We'll do Biff first. Not a good look, Biff. Oh, just barely. Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7. Garbage. Here we go. Okay, so they have their little interaction. Biff begins to move into the room. And yes, I'm being a little fudgy here, but it's for the drama. What I can't. Oh, there's a. That wall right there. I know I just moved to, but I had to get through them. He moved right there. He still doesn't see anything. He hears what he hears. And it's at that point, what's this place named? All Maladar 839506 breaks loose. As there is, let's look at this dude. He's a brute, humanoid sized, animal-like intelligence, ichthytic appearance. I would have to look that up. Several mouths. Bipedal, mostly upright, has claws on the forelimbs. I didn't write down anything for the hind limbs because not worried about it. Snout, 2 eye stalks. Charges headfirst into combat without subtlety, makes a melee attack, rushes toward the closest opponent. Okay. So we're going to say that they hear, and this is what the surprise is, this thing screeches, and it screeches really loudly, and it freaks them out, and then it starts moving, making a lot of commotion when it does. Oh yeah, it's also covered with feathers, which is kind of disturbing. But it is not an aberration. It is local fauna, so there's that. They are now facing danger. I just remembered this. So everybody is going to get to make a resolve check. and see if they get only one stress instead of 2 or 3. Facing danger is 2. So we'll roll Biff right quick. His resolve is 7. Oh, not good enough. All right. So he's been at 3. He's up to 5 now. No obsessions or negative traits caused by stress. He's still kind of a perv. But there you go. All right, Nikita. Her resolve is going to be a will check. That's not bad. D20 plus 10. It's a 50-50. And it's not good enough, so she is also up to 5 stress. And then Poldy, 20 plus 8. Oh, look at that. Poldy only gets 1. You know, he's the... Oh, I was going to say he's the better off with everybody, but... Well, he's just as bad off. Okay, so there's that. They're facing danger. Stress is taken care of. That thing does its deal. It's Nikita's turn. She is going to move. And she can't do anything else with the rest of her stamina, so she is going to burn the rest of it to move again. Okay. And now it's the psychic E thingies. Move. It also screeches in answer. And it moves. I did not pay attention. Attack, damage, blah, blah, blah. Wounds 1. Doesn't say their movement was anything. So just going with 1. So now they know that there are more than 1 enemy. Minimum 2. And excuse me again. Everybody gets slightly more nervous. And it is Poldy's turn. He can't do much other than move in and attempt to see. Of course he can't. Forgive the yawn. It is a little on the late side. And I don't want to go to work tomorrow. Quit your whining. Okay, it's Poldy has done what Poldy can do. It's the Ative's turn, and there was no indication in its stat block of what its movement speed was. So we're going to go with 1. And it is larger than human. It likes to eat stuff. It is human-like intelligence. As a cane, this is very, very crazy. Almost Lovecraftian in a way. Because its appearance is canine, although it's covered with feathers and has 6 legs. And a unique feature that is suckers, and I didn't decide where those were. But talons forelimbs, talons hind limbs. It's got a beak for a mouth. That was the chittering, clacking sound. And then 4 compound eyes. So like fly or a bee or something. And ooh, it's nasty. And it's a swarm. I'm not sure how that works, so I'm probably just going to ignore that. Unless it's a whole bunch of really small dogs. I don't know. We'll go with it. Bunch of little tiny feather-covered dogs with insectoid eyes. Hey, that worked out better than I thought. Okay, yeah, it's a swarm. It starts buzzing and making even more noise, and it begins to move. And it now sees them, and they being Biff, now sees it. And it is Biff's turn. Biff is going to move up 1, and feeling maybe a little cocky about life, he might, oh my, wait a minute, please hold while I reconfigure this. 1. All right. There we go. So it's within 2. Now I did look this up because I knew there was a question about it last session. Range penalties. When I looked it up, it said that the range listed for the weapons was their maximum range. And I could see it. I could see it as in, this is not the max range of effectiveness of the fire, but effectiveness of range. Being able to aim. But it still doesn't quite seem right to me. So I'm just applying a -2 penalty if it's within 2. And then beyond that, I'm just saying it's a lost cause. So I don't know. New house rule. New. This whole game is new to me. Anyway, so that is within the 2 range increments. So he is going to get a -2 to his attack. But his ranged combat is a +7. So we're going to roll the d20 +5. Come on, roll high. Hey, look at that. It's a 20. And this thing's defense is a lot lower than... Ooh. No defense. So it's going to roll just a straight d20. And it's getting shot. Think I'm doing that right? Initiative, blah, blah, blah. Defender rolls Dex. I didn't do that right. So where does defense come in? Is that just... Oh, yeah. Defense is another factor that, if I remember correctly, defense is taken off of my roll. That's what we're going to go with. So, what we're going to go with. So he got an 18 instead of that. And 8 plus 16. I really hope I'm not butchering these rules. That's a 24, so that's a miss. Alright. Does this thing have entangle? Entangles its target with tentacles, web-like substance, or plant-like tendrils. It's a swarm. It's a swarm. To escape the entangle, performs a dex check. Okay, fine. Acid blood. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Okay, so it can't attack or doesn't do anything yet because it's not melee. And let's see. Oh yeah, Biff gets either another attack. No, he'd have to spend all of his stamina to move. So he's gonna excuse me. He's going to attack again. This time we're gonna keep the thing's defense in mind, which I think was a 2. No, defense is nothing. One of them has a 2. So he's still plus 5. Losing my... Ooh. It's so pretty. That's a crit. I don't know what to do with that. I mean, I have some just off the top of my head ideas, but damage when landing a hit. Crit hits. If an attacker rolls a nat 20 with combat skill, they bypass the defenses and knock them down or wound them. On that one, they miss the player characters. They miss, and player characters must roll a critical miss table. So, hey, this thing's elite, but the good news is bypasses its defense and knocks it down. So, this thing is now broken. Now, I guess we don't have to do anything with damage because that was getting it knocked out. So that's awesome. All right. Now it's a new round. I'm caught up. Sitting here looking at the initiative order, getting confused as to why I let Biff go twice. So here's this thing. More rumbling and clacking, and there's a wall here so they still can't see it. And it is freaking out, and Nikita is going to move up here. Wait, did she see the thing? She could see the thing. And after that diatribe I went on about range increments, that's too far. So she's got to move, and she is going to spend all of her stamina moving so that she can get closer to the thing. So she's done for the round. And now it is this thing's time, and it moves up and makes even more noise and seems very angry, and Biff can now see it, and he calls it out. There's a thing over there. And now it is Poldy's turn. Poldy? Okay. So he's only moving one thing. He had to navigate that stupid one. Poldy can now see the thing over here. And it is... Oh, wow. Nice. He's got that crazy fire slinger. which I think I have right here. Range is 7, so this will be with a -2. The 4 is the grenade launcher, not burst. Grenade launcher. So he is going to fire at it the -2, and turn their attack hits automatically roll damage as usual. Tempting, but given that this thing is knocked down, I'm gonna go for wound infliction this turn. Excuse me. So his ranged combat is going to be based off of his dexterity. So he is going to... Oh, I forgot we advanced the time track. Let me do that quick. He's going to roll the d20 plus 10. Come on, Poldy. We need this, buddy. Ask and ye shall receive. 24. That's beautiful. I'll just close this conversation. That's one thing I don't like about that system. The way it is. Along entirely. But whatever. It's fine. Okay. So, the 24. This thing is down. I'm getting myself confused here, so let me look at the rules. Okay, it still gets to roll its dex. That's what we're saying. This is bad. It needs to roll really low. Plus 60. Under a 24. Be under a 24. Oh, that is not under a 24. Okay. So, Poldy moves, Poldy shoots. It was a great shot, but it wasn't good enough. So the thing remains knocked down, but unharmed. And now, that was Poldy's. It's the thing's turn. And it is going to make a will check to attempt to stand up or recover from being knocked down. The d20 plus 8, I believe. Shouldn't have closed that. I just need to open it right back up again. No, 12. I wish it was intelligence. Recover. This thing recovers with charisma. Oh, wow. That is not good enough. It stays down. It is going to... It's got human-ish intelligence, so it's going to move there. And it will have partial cover, which is not great for Biff and the gang. But it's Biff's turn, so Biff is going to move up, and he can shoot with that, he can shoot at that. Both of them have partial cover. He's going to shoot at that thing. Partial cover. I believe is a -2. So he's definitely firing at a very hampered, in a very hampered state here. It's going to be still out of range, so that's a -2 and another -2 for partial cover. So he's with a +3. Roll high, Biff. That is not high, Biff. Okay. He will spend the rest of his stamina firing again. Oh, Biff. That's not great, buddy. I should have declared combat stances, but it's optional. So we'll do combat stance. You know what? Yeah. Even if I applied it retroactively, it's still not enough to hit. So that one maybe, but probably not, since it's rolling a d20 plus 16. Okay, we'll just move on. So that's Biff's turn. We are at the end of the round, and we're back to the front. And out lumbers that thing. Does it have a ranged attack? Next melee attack. Stone target. Okay. Everything's melee. So it makes its appearance, and everybody's super happy about that. But there you go. And it's Nikita's turn. And Nikita is going to move up, and that thing is now in her line of sight and within range. So she's going to shoot at it with no penalty, which will be nice. Unfortunately, she's only adding 8 because dex. Roll good. Hey, that's pretty great. 25. What's this thing? Oh boy. Well, I guess we know what easy means. That's pretty awesome. I'm not sure it's supposed to be that low. Starting to wonder if I typoed. But you know what? I'm fine with it. Since I didn't keep the window open, we'll just operate on the information that we have. Here's its dex check to avoid getting shooted. Oh my, you've got to be kidding me. Okay, well, seeing that, Nikita will fire again. Awesome. Okay, now let's be fair. It gets a dex check. Oh wow, that's pretty great, but not great enough. It is also knocked down. That's awesome. Okay, so now it's this thing's turn, and it lumbers into view. Everybody gets really happy. Goldie moves up. He can now see everything. I don't know. Can't decide. No, yeah. Yeah, he's going to shoot the one that's down. All right. Definitely within one range increment. And he's rolling the d10. Come on, I want to do some damage to something. That sucks. He's going to fire again. Better. No. All right, fine. We'll move him off the screen. We'll move them all off the screen. Take that, bureaucracy. I don't know what that means. Okay, so it gets... It's +3. It might be about to have a really bad day. Yep, it's about to have a really bad day. It has 1 wound. So any amount of damage that Poldy does to it is going to finish it off. This does a D10. So he's rolling 2d10. $11. 11 overcomes yeah. Come on, pay attention. He shoots it and it expires. What was this thing's ability? Stun attack. So that's off the board. That's pretty cool. We're not doing too bad right now. Oh, it's the big guy's turn now, and it needs to make a will roll or resolve. Get up from knocked down. Oh man, that's amazing. Still knocked down. That's pretty awesome. Okay, and now it's Biff's turn. And Biff is going to move up. And he still has line of sight on it. He's still going to get that -2. I'm going to get this thing off the board. He's still going to get the -2 for cover. But he's going to take the shot. I'm sure that is not much. Oh, hey. It's within range. At least I'm saying it's within range. So, instead of a -4, he's only going to be at a -2. His ranged combat is +7. So he's back to firing with a +5. Roll high, buddy. That's pretty good. 23. Excuse me. This thing's dex is way too. I hope I'm doing this right. Roll low. A 1. That's not a 1. There's a 1 in it, but that's not a 1. Ranged combat. Attacker rolls. Defender rolls dex. Subtract creature's defense. It doesn't have any from the PC's roll. We're not firing in the melee. If there's a tie, definitely not a tie. I really don't want to do this, but my nose is giving me a problem here. I'll be right back. Thank you for your patience. All right. Okay, so Biff pulls off a great shot, but the thing still manages to avoid the attack. So Biff will fire once again, spending the remainder of his stamina. Oh, wait. That was the thing's... That's not going to be good. Yeah. Unfortunate. So it's 2 shots, 2 misses. This is not awesome. That thing's going to eat our lunch, I think. Alright, but we are back to the top of the initiative order for a new round. So Nikita moves up, wide-eyed, clearly freaking out, and she tries to shoot that thing. What was your dex there, girl? Eesh. Hey, not bad. And now I'll roll its dex. Perfect. So she's going to shoot the thing. Its damage is a D10, so she's rolling 2d10 to attempt to overcome its con, I believe. Oh, okay. That's not super great. If a hit is scored, oh, we have to roll hit location. Layers. A lot of layers. Combat. Hit location. We said that thing was humanoid. Legs. -1. That sucks. So it's down to a 6. That exceeds the target's con. I'm sure that doesn't exceed the con. Oh, wow. Oh, dang it. If she hadn't shot it in the leg, all right, she's going to attempt to shoot it again because she had some success with that. She just didn't have as, oh. Well, maybe it'll still go. Never mind. It was a good try, Nikita. All right, and it's the thing's turn, so it is going to move, and we are really close to having melee combat, which is going to get gross for her. So that's that thing. It is Poldy's turn. Poldy can see this thing, but as much as he wants to shoot it, he's going to shoot this thing because it's closer and he has an unobstructed view. So he's going to be rolling a d10 plus 10, or a d20 plus 10. Ooh, beautiful. And it's going to be rolling a d20 plus what I suspect is an incorrect dex, but like I said, ooh, nice. So it's going to get shot, and he's going to roll 2d10. Come on. Oh my God. That's garbage. The dice are against him. All right, he's going to roll again. Here, he's going to fire again against its lousy dex. And that time he misses. Really unfortunate. Okay, it's the thing's turn. Can we remain fortunate and this thing fail its... Did I roll dex for it last time? It needs to roll will. It's resolve. It needs to roll will. So it's a plus 12. D20 plus 12. Okay. Well, that's plenty good. It is no longer prone. It's back up. Now, if I remember correctly, that was all it could do this round, was get back up. Let me consult the oracles here. Knockdown combatants can only move 1 hex, cannot spend any stamina, and immediately get 1 wound if hit while knocked down. Being knocked down only ends with a recovery check, d20 plus will, and spend 5 stamina. Creatures that recover from knocked down roll for recovery status. Ah, yes. Recovery status. Page 59. We need to roll for recovery status. We need to look up recovery status because that could be a thing. Okay. When a creature recovers from being knocked down, roll a d6 to determine recovery status. I really need to get that into a table here because it's a freaking d6. Anyway, let's do this. A 4. It is cornered. Now, what does that mean for this thing? Not standard, elite. If it is cornered, oh wow. Either a +5 to defense or a +5 to attack. This isn't good. Let's let the dice decide. I'm gonna roll a d12. If it's odd, it's +5 to defense. If it's even, it's +5 to attack. Ooh, okay. It's +5 to attack. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Yikes. Okay. Well, there's that. It's up. We've done the recovery status. And I can't find anything that says it gets to do stuff. So it doesn't get to do anything else this turn. Biff is going to move up and he's going to keep firing at that thing. So I almost typed it in again. +5, -2 for partial cover. Come on, where's that 20? That's not great, Biff. Try again. A lot of ammo's getting spent here. Yeah, it sucks. Okay, well, new round. Nikita is at the top, and she doesn't want to get close to that thing, but she's definitely going to shoot it again. In fact, she's going to back up and shoot it. Which may seem a little metagamey, but I don't care. I don't care. Her dex is +8. Oh, close to being 20. But she doesn't need a 20. Oh, that other thing's dex was probably 3. This is a +4. Okay. Well, Nikita backs up. She shoots and misses. Takes a chunk out of the wall right next to its head, we'll say, just for dramatic effect. And when she sees that, she fires again. That was almost a 20. And its dex, oh my gosh, the dice. Okay. So that's her turn. It, instead of following her, moves up and is gonna take a shot at Biff. Now, we get into melee combat. Oh my gosh. Okay. Sorry, I was looking to see if I already had that open. But I didn't. All right. So its attack is a +2 melee. I haven't done melee yet. Attacker gets a +2 bonus. Both roll attack in opposed roll. Subtract the creature's defense from the PC's roll. Highest scores hit. I'm not going to get too hung up on the fact that Biff is shooting a gun in melee because nobody else is in melee with him. So he wants to hit the other entity that's in melee combat. So we'll resolve its roll first. It's a d20 +2. Oh my goodness. And he's rolling with a +7. Come on. Oh, good. That's awesome. He wins by a narrow margin. So this thing comes up and it attempts to, what's its? Oh, I should have, it was the other one that ran up into melee combat. This thing tries to stay back. And stun attack, psychic. All right, retcon. It stays over here and it attempts to do its thing to him. And it rolled the 21. Oh, the attacker gets a +2. So it would be a 23. And I don't know why I opened that up. Because that's not where Biff's character sheet is. Okay. Ooh, I need to look up marksman for Biff because he has it, and I remember I looked it up, and I remember it being beneficial, but then I forgot it. All right. What are we rolling against here? He has no defense. No, I'm doing this wrong. I'm doing it wrong. They both rolled an attack. It had the higher roll, so it hits. Right? No, that was melee. We're back to ranged. Hang on. Interruptions. Okay. It did a ranged attack. That has to be resolved. He gets to roll. Should be dex, but it's a psychic attack. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna do Biff dirty and say he's gonna roll will. It's only one less, but it is less. I don't know if I'm doing this right at all. That is not high enough because the thing was going with a 24, that's a 22. Okay. Sorry. Damage is a plus 5. So 1d20 plus. No, not a d20. 1d10 plus 5. Oof. 10. I think I've been doing that wrong. Well, I should have rolled the hit location before doing damage, but that's fine. We'll retcon the hit location. Wonder if it's just the con number or a d20 plus the con, because that would make it pretty steep. I've been doing it's just the con. I think that's what we're going to go with for now. Luckily, that's not enough. It's not enough. So, Biff is not knocked down. Stun attack. This attack stuns the target for D4 rounds. Has 50% stamina. Can only take actions to move. Now, since he resisted it, I'm going to say that the stun does not take effect. It basically winds up being an unsuccessful attack. That's what makes sense. At least to me. Okay, so now, Poldy is going to try and shoot this freaking thing again, and he gets to roll with a D20 plus 10. Come on, Poldy. There you go, buddy. 23. And this thing's dexterity, if I remember right, was a 4. Wait, that's a tie. That's a tie. If there's a tie, combatant with the highest attribute or skill value, ignoring all the mods, wins. Okay, cool. Poldy wins. That thing is knocked down. And then Poldy will follow that up with another attack. Beautiful. And this thing... got to be kidding me. But it's still not enough. So, Poldy shoots this thing, it goes down. Poldy keeps the trigger depressed, because who wants a cheery trigger? And it dies. That's amazing. Okay. This is still bad. Still bad because he is now done. Actually, yeah, we'll leave him there. Yeah, I'm good with that. He moves that way. All right, and now it is the Ativ's turn. Ativ? Ativ? Ativ. I like Ativ. It is a melee thingy. So here it comes. It steps out from cover, even though, you know what? It's got human-like intelligence. It's gonna move over here. And that is a source of consternation. Biff moves. Biff sees it. I'm gonna say that's too much cover. Biff doesn't have a shot. So he will spend all of his stamina on movement and move right there so that he can see the thing. We'll see how it reacts. But right now it's Nikita's turn. And she can't see nothing. So she moves over. She can fire on it, but it has cover. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's probably, we'll say it's within range. So she'll attack. She only gets the +8 because her dexterity sucks. And that sure ain't enough. And she will attack a second time. Ooh, nice. 20 for a total of 28. What did that say about crits? I can't remember. Probably last time. Get it over here. Probably last time. I still rolled the dex, but now I'm second guessing myself. I mean, it doesn't have defense, so that doesn't get subtracted. Its attack is horrendous now that it's cornered. That's a great roll. I'll roll the dice. 'Cause I'm pretty sure that's what I had done previously when a 20 got. Roll low. That is not low. You know what? I didn't look at the rules on this. I don't know if it's supposed to be done whatever, whenever, but, oh. Nikita has no luck, but Biff did. So Biff is going to spend a luck point. Because I haven't done that mechanic at all yet. So let's see what happens. Is that a random combat event? Is that what happens? I think so. I think. But we're going to clarify just to make sure. Wow, there are a lot of references to Wikipedia. Is that under combat? Playing the game. Sorry. What else have you got to do? You're watching this. We're gonna look under combat. Violent encounter. Local players plays a factor in every combat, no matter how experienced its participants. That was right at the beginning of the critical hits and misses table. Encounter reaction. No. trouble. Okay, random combat events. That is that table. Once per combat, to spice up the encounter, a PC may spend 1 luck to trigger a random combat event. These generally only affect their opponents, but some of them affect all combatants. Okay. What happens? A random opponent is overcome with pain or malfunction, losing the ability to attack or defend for D4 rounds. Well, let's roll a D4 here. Oh, just one. Okay, but hey, that's a thing. All right, so I am going to say that if it loses the ability to attack or defend for D4 rounds, that means that it doesn't get a dex roll. She hits it. It's pro. And that was her first attack. She should have made that with a -2, but it still would have been great because she rolled a 20. So now we'll re-roll because it has cover. We'll do it with a -2. Just trying to think through the rules here, see what makes logical sense. If it can't defend, it just can't defend. It's racked with pain and it's all seized up. It just collapses like a boxer or an MMA fighter that takes a kidney, not a kidney, a liver shot. You ever taken a liver shot? Woo! It's rough. Okay. That's what we'll say. So she shoots. It's already down. It can't defend. She inflicts a wound. So it's gone from 2 wounds down to 1. Now, whose flippin' turn is it again? Holdy's turn. Holdy can't see the thing. But if he spends all his stamina, he can get to where he can kind of see the thing. That is its thing. It can't do anything. Can't even make a recovery check. This is it. It's biff or nothing. Biff or whiff. With the full bonus +7, that is going to be enough to hit. It is already knocked down. It doesn't get a defense roll. It takes 1 wound, taking it to 0 and shocking everybody else, except, you know, the bad guys. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. It's kind of haphazard, and I'm still kind of clunky on the rules. But there's that. I'm going to do one more thing before I call it a night. Wow. Yeah, I'm going to do one more thing, and that is going to be figure out what all is in it. Oh, and I think people are going to lose some stress. There's that. Yeah, reacting negatively to losing. Okay. Good night's sleep, getting drunk, meditating, having a good workout, entering a positive emotional state. Okay, I thought one of the things, nobody's got any trauma. I thought one of the things to remove stress was eliminating a threat. but I guess not. Well, it did say that list, it says in the book that list is, or maybe that was gaining stress. That list is not exhaustive. Anyway, I won't worry about it. All right, need to figure out, because this thing had human-like intelligence and minions, there's going to be some stuff in here. So we're going to find out what kind of stuff is in here, and then I'll call it. I think, can't quite remember. But I want to say, oh yeah, another thing I screwed up is when they found that first artifact, they should have found a D4. So let me resolve that real quick. We'll roll a D4, find out how many artifacts they just got the one. Okay. Fine. It's fine. All right. That'll be fun when we come to it. Profile and site tables. Look at that. Get in there. Critical injuries. Blah blah blah. That's not going to be helpful. Okay, I haven't done this stuff, so let's find out. I will consult the PDF. Find out. How many of what are encountered in this area? Because it was a large site, we have a bunch that are available. And I know usually that's not how you do this, but I'm gaming the system. This thing collected stuff, so it's got some goodies in here. These people need rewarded because they're probably going to die. Data crystals and alloy cubes. Okay, each time the resources result appears on the site exploration table, the crew finds a D10 data crystals and D6 alloy cubes. That's going to be the reward. A D10 data crystal. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay. There's this character sheet. He's got room. Data crystals are light, so it takes 10 of them to add up to one gear slot. So I'm going to say 2x data crystal. And now D6 alloy cubes. And these take up one gear slot each. 4. Excuse me. It's an alloy cube, not an alloy Q. Ah. Okay. Well, that has been recorded and saved. So right now they've got the Xeno anthropological artifact, 2 data crystals, and 4 alloy cubes. It's a little bit of money. It's a little. I haven't rolled to see what the little mace-looking thing they found is, but I will. Don't you worry about it. I will. Okay, well, we've resolved that particular encounter. They now have a couple of directions that they can go. Actually, they have 3 directions they can go. So, this was fun. They're still alive. I'm kind of amazed at that. And I need to review the rules some more, but for now, we're going to put a pin in the adventures or misadventures of Biff Butt Cheeks, Nikita Ray, Goldie. See y'all later.